Now, usually I sit here and roast the latest AAA disaster, or we talk about whatever completely out of touch marketing stunt a publisher pulled this week. But today we're talking about something that actually put a massive unironic smile on my face. We're talking about Pokemon Champions. Yes, my friends, grab your Pokeballs, charge up your Switch, and plug in your phone, because the Pokemon Company just dropped a bombshell announcement that Pokemon Champions is officially coming to the Nintendo Switch, iOS, and Android devices in April 2026. And honestly, I have so much to say about this, from the platforms to the gameplay to the fact that they are finally giving a certain group of starter Pokemon the respect they deserve. First of all, let's just address the Rapidash in the room, a cross-platform battle game releasing simultaneously on the Switch and mobile devices. Now, I love my Switch. I really do, but my Switch's battery already sweats nervously when I just open the eShop. Combine that with a mobile release, and I can already see the future. You're in the middle of an intense, high-stakes tournament match. You're one turn away from victory. Your opponent is panicking. You go to select your final devastating Hyper Beam, and your mom calls you. The screen switches, the match disconnects, you lose. Or worse, you're playing on your phone. You've got greasy potato chip thumbs and you accidentally tap Splash instead of Earthquake. Suddenly, your terrifying Gyarados is just flopping around on the digital floor while your opponent laughs at you in cross-platform. These are the real risks of mobile gaming, people. But honestly, the accessibility here is huge. If I can lab out a new competitive team while waiting in line for a coffee, I am absolutely going to do it. Jokes aside, this actually looks like it's going to be a blast. The genre is literally just listed officially as battle for 1 to 2 players. It's not an open world RPG. It's not a photography simulator where you throw apples at a sleeping Snorlax. It is just pure, unadulterated battling. Feels like a modern spiritual successor to Pokemon Stadium or Pokemon Battle Revolution. And as someone who has spent entirely too much of my life grinding IVs and EVs only to get absolutely washed by a 10-year-old on the competitive ladder, I am entirely here for it. But let's get into the absolute meat and potatoes of this announcement. The thing that actually made me jump out of my chair: Mega Evolutions are back, baby. And not just back, they're giving the Kalos starters the respect they have been begging for since 2013. The Pokemon Company casually dropped the fact that we are getting Chesnaughtite, Delphoxite, and Greninjite. Let's unpack that for a second. Mega Greninja, because apparently regular Greninja wasn't popular enough. Ash Greninja wasn't edgy enough. We needed Mega Greninja. I can already picture it. It's going to have like 3 water shurikens on its back, a darker, brooding ninja scarf, and the speed stat of a literal jet engine. The competitive scene is going to be absolutely terrified. Every single team in the meta is just going to be Mega Greninja and 5 Pokemon existing purely to support Mega Greninja. And then there's Chestnut. Poor, sweet, heavily armored Chestnut, finally getting a Mega Evolution. I'm praying they don't just turn him into a giant spiky hockey puck, but let's be real, he's probably just going to be a giant spiky hockey puck with even more spikes. Maybe they'll just turn him into a literal fortress. And Delphox, the wizard fox, gets a Mega. Maybe the Mega Evolution will give it a cooler wand, or maybe just a giant Gandalf beard made entirely of fire. I don't know what they're cooking, but I want to eat it. And they didn't stop there. They also announced a Floatite. Yes, for the eternal flower Floette. Is it Floetite? I suck at pronouncing things. For those of you who don't know the deep lore, the AZ Floette has basically been locked in the Game Freak code basement for over a decade. It was data mined back in Pokemon X and Y, and then nothing. It never officially released, and now they're finally letting it out. This is like uncovering a time capsule from 2013. Now, how do you get these majestic new Megastones? Well, this is where the genius or the sheer madness of the Pokemon ecosystem comes into play. You have to use Pokemon Home. Specifically, you need to bring over the Chestnut, Delphox, Greninja, and Eternal Flower Floetta that you befriended in Pokemon Legends EA. That's right. The corporate synergy is real, and it is coming for your free time. You play Legends ZA, you catch your boys, you put them in the digital Tupperware container known as Pokemon Home, and you transfer them into Pokemon Champions as visitors. Once they arrive as visitors, you check your in-game mailbox, and boom, Megastones delivered right to your digital doorstep. But there is also a catch. And this is the part of the article that had me dying laughing. It says, and I quote, "If visiting Pokemon know moves that can't be used in Pokemon Champions, they will have to learn new moves via training." Guys, the Pokemon Company has essentially set up a border patrol for movesets. Your Greninja rolls up to the custom desks at the Pokemon Champions border. The guard looks at the paperwork, adjusts his glasses. All right, name, Greninja. Origin, Lumio City. Legend, Z-Day. Okay, let's see here. Water Shuriken, fine. Dark Pulse, fine. Toxic, wait a minute. Sir, Toxic is not allowed in this jurisdiction. I'm going to need you to step into the training room and forget that move before you enter. It's hilarious. You have to literally brainwash your Pokemon to make them legally compliant for this new game's meta. They retain those training results. So your Greninja goes back home permanently forgetting how to use a move, just sitting there in the PC box wondering what happened to a piece of its memory. It's brutal, but hey, competitive balance demands sacrifice. And let's move on to the actual gameplay structure, because it's not just a menu simulator, there are NPCs and hubs. When you enter Pokemon Champions, you are greeted by a whole new cast of characters to guide you. We've got Tutora, who helps you enter competitions, cool standard receptionist vibes. Then we have Kit, who helps you partner up with Pokemon at the Roster Ranch. Roster Ranch. I absolutely love that name. It sounds like a dating app for competitive Pokemon. Just swiping left on a Bidoof, swiping right on an Incineroar with Intimidate. Kit is out here playing matchmaker for your VGC team. Oh, you need a physical sweeper? Let me take you down to the Roster Ranch. We got a fresh batch of Jolly Nature Garchomps that just came in from the countryside. It implies you don't even need to breed your own Pokemon. You just go to the ranch and adopt a perfectly viable competitive monster. Then we have Cordy. Cordy's job is to share new strategies with you as you battle. Now, if I know Pokemon games, Cordy is either going to be the most profoundly helpful NPC in the world, or he's going to pop up after I've played for 200 hours to remind me that water attacks are super effective against fire types. Thanks, Cordy. Currently ranked in the top 500 globally, but I really appreciate you interrupting my championship run to let me know that my Pikachu shouldn't use Thunderbolt on a ground type. And of course, we have Caraway and Kojima in the battle arena. These guys sound like the commentators or the final bosses of the arena. I'm picturing them like Statler and Waldorf from the Muppets, just sitting in the balcony of the battle arena roasting my team composition. Look at this guy, Kojima. He brought us Spinda to a master tier tournament. Pathetic. Pathetic, Caraway. Truly pathetic. He doesn't even have a Mega Greninja. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate incentive they are using to get us to download this game on day one. Because in the modern gaming industry, there's always a pre-order or early adopter a bonus. If you download the game before a certain date, you can claim a Dragonite from your in-game mailbox. I really need you all to let that sink in for just a second. An in-game mailbox. You walk up to your cute little mailbox outside your digital hub, you open the tiny metal door, and out pops a 7-foot-tall, 400-pound hyper beam shooting dragon. Just shoved in there between the electric bill and a local coupon for Moo Moo Milk. The mailman in the Pokemon universe deserves a massive raise. How do you even deliver a Dragonite? Do you just fold it? Does it come in a flat pack from IKEA? Do you have to assemble the wings yourself with a little Allen wrench? I have so many logistical questions about this mail delivery system. But honestly, I can't wait. April 2026 cannot come soon enough. Pokemon Champions sounds like it's going to be the dedicated battle simulator we've been wanting for years. It ties into Legends EA in a really smart, synergistic way, and it finally gives the Kalos starters the mega evolutions they were robbed of over a decade ago. It respects the history of the franchise while giving us a modern, accessible platform to just battle our little hearts out. Whether you're grinding the ladder in your Switch at home in dock mode, or desperately trying not to drop your phone in the toilet while doing a draft battle on Android, this game is going to consume our lives. And I'm entirely ready to get frustrated at RNG, miss a 90% accurate move at a critical moment, and blame it all entirely on Cordy's bad strategic advice. That's gonna do it for today's news breakdown, guys. But let me know down in the comments. Are you Team Mega Chesnaughtite, Team Mega Delphox, or are you just going to shamelessly spam Mega Greninja like the rest of the planet? Drop a like if you enjoyed the video, hit that subscribe button if you're new here, and as always, keep gaming, keep laughing, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.